everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining me again today. My name is Cynthia Alvarez, and I am taking over for William this week in the Grand Boulevard Coalition show for today. We were a little bit late. Got here a little bit later than I intended to, so better late than never. So we'll get right into it. But before I guess I get started, I just want to let you all know we plan to have an interview today with one of our interns that interned with me at Chicago Area Project. We'll get to that in a few minutes. So before we get into that, I just wanted to say that this month is National Alcohol Awareness Month. So I wanted to just get in a little bit into that topic and talk a little bit about that before we interview our intern today. So just a couple facts and things like that. And as a reminder, my name is Cynthia, as I said, and I work for Chicago Area Project, and I work for a program known as Healthy Living, Our Number One Goal, and we focus on substance use and sexual health education and prevention on addiction, substance misuse in youth, and addiction in adults, and misuse in adults as well. So we share a lot of information related to things like that. So that's why every time I come on, I plan to talk about a different substance, just talk about the ways that it is misused. We tend to focus a lot on youth, but it is also reflective to adults as well. And it's very important to get that message out there. But yeah, so just a little bit about Alcohol Awareness Month. So as children mature, it is natural for them to assert their independence and seek new challenges and engage in risky behavior. So underage drinking is one of the behaviors that attracts many adolescents. They may want to try alcohol, but often do not fully recognize its effects on their health and behavior. Sometimes schools don't really address these things, and if they do, it's programs that mainly reflect on abstinence. And even at home, too, some parents don't really feel comfortable or feel a little awkward talking about these kinds of topics with their kids. So that's why many kids don't really know about the ways that it can be misused and the potential harms it can have on them. So some of the reasons that youth drink alcohol can include peer pressure, increased dependence or desire for it, and stress too. And I noticed that in my work that I've done with youth, we talked about in youth talks why we think kids and youth use underage substances, underaged. And a lot of them say that it was reflective of their mental health. Some people say that their friends used it because they were really stressed about school or just stressed about home life. And people use it as a way to cope and just kind of forget about the things that cause them stress in their daily lives, which I feel like is so important that kids just talk about that more and open up about that more, especially with the trusted adult. And in addition, youth also have easy access to alcohol. In 2021, among adolescents ages 12 to 14 who reported drinking alcohol in the past month, 99.7 reported getting it for free. So almost 100% of the kids that did this survey had reported that they got the alcohol for free the last time that they drank. And in many cases, adolescents have access to alcohol through family members or find it at home. So if they're not the ones that are buying it, an adult in their lives that buys alcohol and drinks it, will leave it in open areas where it's easily accessible to kids and youth. So out of curiosity, that's one of the easier ways that they find themselves engaging in drinking. And between 2002 and 2017, current drinking by 12 to 20-year-olds has declined from 29% to 20%. And from 2015 to 2017, binge drinking and heavy alcohol use has also declined from 19% to 12%. And in 2017, alcohol use among 10 and 11th graders has reached its lowest levels since 1991. So as much as we want to say, oh, kids are drinking so much nowadays, it's actually not true comparing, looking at data. So it's actually showed a decrease in that, which is so amazing. And I feel like this is so important, right? Because people are focusing on prevention, and there have been an outburst or just a lot of new programs coming out that work with youth and work in prevention, other than programs like DARE, which have been known to be ineffective as it only reflects abstinence. Um, and it is important to just talk about drinking in moderation as well in adults, because we want adults to also be safe when drinking, as it's not, technically not illegal for them to drink. It is still harmful. So we try to uh, make sure that everyone knows that that is important, the importance of that too. So we also just want to say again, it's so great that we see a decrease in levels of teenagers and youth in general drinking. So just to be aware, that's something that data reflects. And let's see, age 21 minimum legal drinking laws are estimated to have saved 31,417 lives since 1975. So that's also another thing, right? Other than just prevention programs, just laws that regulate alcohol drinking amongst young people is so important. So having laws that restrict drinking to age 21, because as we all know, drinking and substance use can impact brain development, and our brains actually don't stop developing until we reach age 25. So having that age restriction of 21 is really good. Other like compared to other countries, I believe some countries have age drinking. Legal age to drink is 18 in a lot of different places, other places outside of the US. But I think it's really great that here we have that 21 age limit to kind of help restrict that early onset of drinking in younger people. Um, and people ages 12 to 20 drink 3.4% of all consumed alcohol in the United States. Although youth do drink less often than adults, when they do drink, they drink more and in more frequently. So more than 90% of all alcohol drinks consumed by youth are consumed through binge drinking. So that's another potential risk and danger for users underage to drink. When they drink alcohol at a faster pace. So it's they said here, let's see, I don't think I got it down, but it's having between two male and females too. Alcohol affects male and females differently, but they say that having 2 to 3 drinks between 2 hours is considered binge drinking. So yeah, just wanted to share a couple facts on that. I will be moving on to the Zoom interview with our intern, Ethan Weiss. He has been interning with Chicago Area Project since the beginning of his school year, which was in last year in August. And we just want to talk to him a little bit about what he's been up to, his passions for social work, and any advice he has to give the people who are also aspiring social work majors. So yeah, if we can open up the Zoom interview, see if we can get that rolling. Ethan, can you see me?
No.
No? Okay, okay, but you can hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, we have you on the screen. Just to let you know, you're on screen with us. First question is, where did you go to school and what are you majoring in?
Um, well, I went to undergrad in California at Cal Poly
Mm-hmm.
at sorry, one sec.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to Cal Poly for undergrad and majored in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I took a year off before I came to Chicago here. And currently I'm a graduate social work student at the University of Illinois at Chicago. And I'm hopefully going to be graduating in um 2024, which is weird to
Nice.
say. Still doesn't feel like
Right.
2023.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, awesome. No, that's really exciting. It must be really nice to be able to just travel and go to school in different areas that you're not familiar with. And also exciting that you'll be graduating by the end of May next year. So almost a year away. So next question is tell us about why or how you got into social work. What made you passionate about social work?
Well, it was a pretty long journey to figure out what I really wanted to do with my professional life and just what I aspire to myself. I went to college originally as an engineering major, but found that it wasn't for me. I wasn't doing very well in the program, and I just wasn't very happy, and I knew something needed to change. So uh, I got into psychology and really fell in love with it. Um, Working with people, I love working with people and just getting to know people. And I'm also really passionate about social justice and having that opportunities for all people. I've had a lot of opportunities in my life. I was able to go to California and then to Chicago here. I'm originally from New York, but yeah, I wanted to combine my passion for psychology with my passion for social justice. And I thought, why not pursue social work?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel like psychology does really go a lot with social work. And I think it's cool that you kind of managed to find yourself along the way, kind of switching things up, because that's what happened with me too. I switched things up a little bit and then we ended up in the social work field. But it's also related to a lot of the things that you said. Like you said, you're passionate about working with people and social work. I mean, it's in the name, right? You're socializing. Socially, you're being with other people, working with lots of different people, and you definitely have the personality for it too. You're very open, especially with the youth too. You've been very good with them. Um, okay, well, thank you for sharing that. So, what are your social work career goals for the future?
Um, well, next year in my social work grad school program is my specialization year, and I plan on going into community and organizational practice. So I want to work on a more macro level. I want to be able to reach as many people as I can in the work that I do as a social worker. I'm not sure where and with who that I want to work with, but I'm very open to working with any and all people. Like I said before, my main goal as an aspiring social worker is to give people the same opportunities that I've had in my life, because I think that all people are deserving of that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's really good. I think macro level social work, I mean, that is definitely the best way to reach the most amount of people, right? Because you're looking at things that affect a lot large groups of people. So working in different areas, you can kind of bounce around, and I feel like macro level social work is very flexible, and especially just like you, because you, like you said, you like kind of going from place to place. You're not sure if you'll stay here or if you'll go back to New York or maybe even back to California. So I think that that's really cool. Um,
Definitely.
let's see. Next question. Okay, what is a topic that has been most interesting that you learned about since the start of your social work journey?
Um, not so much a specific topic, but in my classes, I communicate with my classmates a good bit, and each of them is doing a unique internship and has unique experience in the field of social work and in their education and their professional life, and hearing all their experiences and their perspectives, I really learn a lot from all of them, and I think that different experiences and different perspectives are one of the most valuable things as a social worker, because
Yeah.
it's about just getting to know people and meeting people where they're at.
Right. No, that's really good. No, I think that's really important too, right? Getting, especially since you're still coming up and learning more about the social work field, it's really important to, because there's so many students in your class that have so many different types of experiences that have gone through different things, and I think that it is really valuable to kind of take in all the good knowledge that they have to share. So definitely take notes, all those people that have really, that's what I used to do too when I was in class, hearing all these people's experiences, all the different trainings that they've done. I definitely took notes of that. So it's definitely important. Just be aware and make the connections too. Um, so yeah, we'll move on to the next question. Tell us about your upcoming youth talk and the topic you chose.
So on Saturday, the what is that, the 8th, I will be talking about climate change and sustainability. And I think it's a really important topic because I mean, we've seen and heard about the effects of climate change for so long, but I think now more than ever we're really seeing the direct effects of climate change, and um, something really needs to be done about it. And I think that it's an important topic to reach the youth on, because they're the ones who will um, inherit the
Mm-hmm.
earth and all of its benefits, but also all of this um, negative effects of climate change. And uh, I mean, the earlier we do something, the um, better things will be, you know? And it is a little late to start, but better late than never, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, for sure. I think that that is really important to talk about. In the youth talks, we talk about many different types of topics. It doesn't always have to be related to social work. So I think talking about environmental justice and climate change is something that's very important. And of course, for the younger people to learn about too, right? Because they're the ones that are going to be on this earth way longer. And they're the ones that are coming up, and just being a part of it. So, yeah, just to
Definitely.
keep going with the questions before we run out of time. Out of all the different outreach events and projects that you've been a part of with us at Chicago Area Project, which one was most memorable for you and why?
Um, that's hard to say. There have been some really memorable ones. Um, our presentations at the National Teachers Academy were definitely memorable. Having that interactive element with the students and um, talking with them really made it feel like engaging, and felt like we were doing something very meaningful and reaching these students on um, drug awareness and education. The opioid conference was also extremely memorable for me. There were a lot of people who spoke on their experience and who spoke on the opioid crisis that had a lot of really good things to say and really inspiring, um, really effective messages.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, no, I really did enjoy the opioid conference as well. That one was really important, and it was so cool to just be in that room with all the people that had so much knowledge and things to say. And National Teachers Academy too was really great. Um, okay, so as a student and aspiring social worker, what is one thing you hope to learn more about?
Um, as a student and aspiring social worker, and also as someone who's not from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
I hope to learn more about the communities and the people in the different communities in Chicago, and get to know these communities and the people that make them up. And yeah, I just want to connect and be part of that with the people that I work with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really good. And especially like you said, since this is a place that you're still learning more about, it's really important just putting yourself out there and learning more about the community and the people living in it. Okay, we'll try to do the last two questions. What is one thing you will take away from your internship experience?
Um, this was my first time working really on a um, somewhat organizational level, and to see the behind the scenes work of everything.
Hmm.
I learned a lot about that because I had never done that kind of work before, and so I think I definitely have some better insight into that now.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, and the last question, hopefully, before we run out of time, what advice would you give to any incoming MSW students?
Um, Work-life balance,
Mm-hmm.
self-care, making sure to get everything you need done, but making sure to take care of yourself at the same time so that you don't burn out. I mean, for students and professionals in the social work field, burnout is a real thing, and taking care of yourself can definitely help to prevent burnout.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, we want to say thank you, really quick, Ethan. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're
Thanks for
gonna
having me.
end the interview here, but I really appreciate you joining on. We have a couple seconds left before we end. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us, and I will share the flyer if I can for a couple seconds of the youth talk that Ethan is going to be hosting this Saturday. It's going to be this Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And like he said, he's going to do it and focus on environmental climate change. Um, but yeah, so hopefully you guys will be able to join. We'll be sending emails and information out there. And we hope you all have a good rest of your evening. Thank you.